What's going on? Is Anton from antondaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with us. You know it's 5 a.m. here in Detroit, and the only people that's up right now is security guards, runners, and street power washers, and of course Anton from antondaniels.com. Hey, I heard that the run clubs is the new spots for a lot of the guys that's trying to pick up girls. I heard that these women is not giving y'all a box unless you can run a mile in under 8 minutes. That they making y'all run 2 miles before they lock in with y'all. Hey, somebody tell me in the comments if that's true. I'm not sure, but that's what I'm hearing. That's what somebody was telling me yesterday when I went to pick up my pickup order from Gillies, and they was like, yo, Anton, Run Club is a new spot. And then they introduced me to somebody and all of that. Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all for still being on the hunt and getting creative with how it is that y'all picking up these women. But yeah, man, it's very early. I'm about to head into the studio. Of course, we got the meetup this weekend, so I'm gonna be in Houston. Shout out to everybody that's in the Patreon, the Bag Chasers. I'm gonna be kicking it with y'all in Houston. It's such a beautiful sight. It's always beautiful when the city is quiet. I love it when people is out in the daytime, but very, very early in the morning, 4:45, 5 a.m., when I could just see what's happening all around me, and I could see the city, and I'm looking at all of the beautiful buildings and the light up and stuff like that. It's a beautiful, beautiful spot to be at. But that's not what I want to talk to you guys about today. Yesterday, obviously, I live streamed on this channel Biden's first address, which it seemed like it was pre-recorded, and it seemed like they stuck a stick up his back in order to keep him upright. But Biden's first recording or first live stream addressing a nation with regard to dropping out of the race, and then obviously embracing and endorsing Candace, I'm thinking about Candace Owens, embracing and endorsing Kamala Harris out here in these streets, right? I got my car right there. I'm about to head into the studio. Had to stop at the ATM right there, and so I got some money because I like to tip throughout the day. Got the runners out there. They're gonna make y'all run a mile in under 8 minutes, which shouldn't be too hard for you runners. And yeah, man, it's pretty interesting. But anyways, I did the live stream yesterday, and then I broke down to y'all the truth. But what I'm starting to hear from a lot of men and women, because it's on both sides. I was surprised to hear some of the women get in contact with me on Instagram, and I was replying to some of y'all DMs, and they were saying that y'all are a house divided. Y'all are house divided, that your boyfriends, your girlfriends, your live-in spouses, your forever fiancés, and your wives and your husbands, y'all are a house divided because y'all are growing in 2 different directions, at least politically. And obviously that extends to other parts of your life, right? Because you don't just become conservative by happenstance. That's something that you grow to be. Most times, younger people, especially in Black culture, younger people are usually more liberal, at least, you know, from my generation, they were more liberal. And, you know, you're liberal not because that's what you really believe or that's what your lifestyle is. A lot of y'all are more liberal based off y'all lifestyle now, because I see a lot of y'all are part of the alphabet community and you believe in socialism because you don't want to work hard. There's a lot of different liberal views that's more aligned with socialism than it is with being conservative, and obviously, you know, what comes along with all of that. But you guys grow, you know what I'm saying? And so you go from what your parents tell you to do and how they told you to vote and what your grandparents told you to vote, because they was programmed to believe that being a Republican or being conservative or voting Republican was for the devil. You know what I'm saying? Y'all parents is like water boys, mama. But you've grown to think differently because you've realized, compare and contrasted, and had your own life experiences to develop your own mind, and now you're a free thinker. And so it's very difficult for you to navigate through a lot of what's happening in social media today, and obviously what your voting is, and you know what's being promoted, because it's much different today than it is yesteryear, because now you can do your own research, you can go online, whereas they just had to go with whatever the media told them, right? Whatever a candidate lied to them and tried to convince them of, and all of that, right? And so as I listened to Joe Biden yesterday, and he said, yes, I've been in politics for over 50 years, and we're going to start seeing some changes. That's the first thing that resonated in my mind, because I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. If you've been in politics for 50 years, you're a 50-year veteran, You've been in politics longer than I've been alive as a 42-year-old man, as a what they call geriatric millennial. You've been in office before I was alive since 1974. I was born in 1982, and I'm older than a lot of y'all that's watching this right now. If everything has gradually and continuously been on the decline since you've been in office, and you didn't even fix anything, you made it worse in the last 3.5 years, in my personal opinion. What makes you think that I believe that y'all are gonna fix it when Kamala Harris get into office, when she's more of what y'all have done? And then more importantly, I can't think of one thing that she did while she was in office over the last 3.5 years, except for fuck up the borders, right? And so as you have that conversation, and I listen to Joe Biden say stuff like this, a lot of y'all are sharing the same views as me, not because I said it, but because I'm able to communicate it more effectively than maybe you have. And then y'all have these conversations in y'all household because last year or the last election, you voted a certain way, but now you lean in a completely different way because you're learning, you're evolving, you having a different mindset because you realize, hey, maybe this is not what's best for me and my family. And so now you're having a house divided, and a house divided is never good because you may be growing in two different directions. And if you guys are not equally yoked as you grow, what'll happen is she'll lean one way, you'll lean the other way. And this will be the splinter. This will be the little thing that's in it that ultimately starts to, you know, grow big trees that then divide y'all because you see politics one way, she see politics another way. Then that grows into how you handle money one way, and you don't want to be as liberal anymore. You want to be a little bit more conservative because you view money a little bit differently than how it is that y'all leverage our resources. And then she see it a little bit differently on this way. And then you don't believe in, you know, all of these additional costs that go along with it. And so you want to manage how it is that y'all lifestyle is because you're trying to grow up and evolve a little bit differently. You don't want to take as many vacations, but you want to dedicate yourself to making sure that you don't have to depend on the federal government in order to forgive your student loans. And she believes in still living willy-nilly because she's still in, you know, thinking like a little kid, like she's still in college, but she ain't in college no more, and y'all got kids coming. And you may see how you want to raise your kids a little bit differently because now you don't see or you don't agree with the fact that they're trying to include all of this alphabet community agenda inside of the schools like they're doing over in California. You may even want to live somewhere different than California. You may want to go down to Texas, and Texas is saying we full, and she's saying, no, I'm still a Valley girl. You know what I'm saying? And even though she was raised in a hood, and she ain't become a Valley girl till she was in college. But my point is that now y'all are seeing a house divided, and then more importantly, you believe, and because you are more of a traditional person or you're starting to lean more towards conservative values, that the woman should follow the man, and then she thinks that you still her partner because that's the way y'all got married. And so even though you evolving and you changing, she may still want to have this partnership mentality, and you like, no, you my wife and I'm your husband. Ain't no partnership in this. Ain't no none of that. Since you don't want to go 50-50, I don't see no partnership in this anyway. So my point is that I want to give you a little bit of advice on how you can bring your people along. And I'm not just talking about your relationships. I'm talking about the people that surround you. Your family members going to come against you because you're not on code no more. You're not a part of the agenda. You may not be a part of the sister code if you're a woman and you experiencing this on the reverse. The way that you handle this is you stand firm. You don't go in there and start arguing real hard, okay? Stand firm on what you believe and then let the results speak for itself. The best way to communicate with people is that what you say is the cherry on top. So then what you say is supposed to align with how it is that you live in your life. And then the results will start to show. And then when they see that you evolving and you growing and you starting to be more successful, and then they're going to want to figure it out or be a part of it because they don't want to get left behind, they're going to either be forced to evolve and go with you or evolve and walk away from you, but it's going to be their choice. It can't be you. It can't be you that incentivizes them to go ahead and do something that they're not supposed to do. You're supposed to influence them, right? Even within your own household, we are all influencers to a certain extent. You don't have to be a social media influencer. Everything that's around you is going to be impacted, especially your children, right? Especially your spouse. And so as you go along to do these things, y'all going to go to the polls and she going to expect for you to vote a certain way, and you're not going to do it, and that's okay. That's okay. Don't let her fill out your absentee ballot. Don't let him fill out your absentee ballot. Don't get divorced over a Kamala Harris potential presidency. Don't get divorced. Anton did not tell you to get divorced over a potential Kamala Harris presidency. But what I am telling you to do is lead by example. Don't sit here and beat a dead horse. Don't go into no long arguments. If they ask you, share your views, because it's important for you to influence them a certain way. But more importantly, be a reflection. What up, though? What's happening, big dog? Be a reflection of the thing that you actually advocating for by living your life like it and then influencing them. And sometimes they're going to go kicking and screaming, but eventually they're going to evolve and they're going to come the way that you said that they're going to come, because that's who you are. You the leader. You a leader by example. And then what you say is the cherry on top. All right? I love you. I appreciate you. Make sure that you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order, plus 20% off of life. All right? I'm going to see y'all on the Millionaire Morning Show. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you later. I'm out.